every day. Always seem to find myself late. Might be on as fuck, I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up.
Phil McCracken. Phil McCracken. Souk Mahidic. Luke Mahidic. Ophelia McHawk. McHawk. Eileen Dover. Don Kiddick. Wayne Kerr.
Well, and thank you for that wonderful find on Twitter. What was it? That was like a Ohio regional something or other. What was that? What was the occasion there?
Well, a buddy of mine is a political writer, and he just put that on Twitter and said, there's very few heroes left in the world. This is one of them. And I was like, what is this? And I thought it was going to be like some lady up there railing on anti-masks. And then she just stops abruptly, and he starts roll calling. And my God, this is the greatest part. If you ever go to a town hall meeting of any kind, you get to write your name down on a sheet so they'll call on you. Somebody took advantage of that roll call sheet. I get scared for my elected officials, though. I hope there was a smile under that mask. I hope he got the joke halfway through.
I was going to say, not only God bless someone with the cojones to do this at a town hall, and I don't know, was there any, do we know what level of politics this was? Was this at a regional level, state?
No idea.
Okay.
No idea.
Well,
it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I'd rather not know because it didn't look like it was a very high level.
Yeah.
I would like to think it wasn't based on the look of that jury of our peers who rule above us.
Well, I was going to say, God bless the person who did that. And also, God bless some ignorance that still exists. Because this guy, cracked off 6 names? And then, Alan, what'd you say at some point? What was the name? Eileen Dover?
Eileen Dover, I think, was the one for me. It was like, all right, come on, guy. You haven't picked up on this yet?
Wayne Kerr.
Wayne Kerr. I fucking lost it because of how simple that one is, and it could be a real name, and it's just ingenious. Phil McCracken, just
it's like a Bart Simpson.
Don Kiddick.
Don Kiddick, yeah, that's so good.
Good Lord, that's I had to play that back probably 5 or 6 times. That's an edited version of it. I consolidated it. I think it was about a minute and 45 seconds. So I tried to get some of the riff-raff out. But yeah, I listened to that about 3 or 4 times, and every time it's like, God, this guy, holy shit. And he does this dance. He calls the name twice, gives about a 5-second pause in between. Says does it twice, moves on to the next one. Business as usual. At some point, someone had to give him a nudge. Had to.
No, that's the best part. Is it's all like guys and gals, older than us, and not much older than me, which is the saddest part. Not catching it, not getting the joke, just reading their notes, not picking up on anything. And this is what I'm saying about the guy had better have a smile on his face under that mask. If he doesn't know what's going on and that clip makes its rounds on the internet and he never got it, he should be sliding his resignation across a middle school desk somewhere by noon tomorrow. Because if you don't get that, you don't deserve to represent me or anyone else in my community.
Yeah, I agree. There has to be a certain competence level to be able to pick up on stuff like that. You're not a 60 or you're not a teacher of 50 years or something like that. It just doesn't get today's youth, of Krabappel rattling off Bart Simpson stuff or him calling Mo. Is there a bend over in here? Yeah, you gotta be a little more with it than that.
Phil McCracken, I think that one gets me so good because that's like the new version of Bend Over. Like that's Phil McCracken. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
What a glorious. I love this, by the way, because I have to say, as far as doing this show goes, like 5 minutes ago, I was upstairs reading a story to my kid about a bully bullfrog that, muscled everybody out of the pond because he wanted all the lilies to himself. And I'm able to come down here into my little hole, and I'm able to just seamlessly go to talking about buttholes and vaginas. It warms my heart and tickles my taint.
You get to go in Phil McCracken's little hole right there, right down the seam, right down beneath the steps. I took a law class as a junior in high school, and I could tell the teacher, who was regularly a history teacher, and Alan, I don't know if you got too much of this. Murr, we went to the same high school, not at the same time, but if you were a relatively, again, competent teacher, you ended up teaching an elective here and there. They kind of threw something at you, like, "Hey, you're good at this. Why don't you give a crack at philosophy? Hey, you're good at world history. Why don't you teach some law?" Things like that. I mean, is it?
Nah, 100%.
No, Murr?
No, they didn't start doing that until I left. We didn't have philosophy. We didn't have law. We didn't have any of this shit.
Okay.
We had AP classes, which were just quote unquote advanced classes.
We had those too. Well, maybe the curriculum for certain things changed by 4.5 years later. But took a law class, and the next day she was letting us know that the sheriff who monitored again, maybe that changed. You didn't have you didn't have a sheriff at your high school 2 days a week. See, we did. We were raw. We lived rough.
No, we drummed the dare officer out of town. Like I dare you to take this doobie out of my hands, you son of a bitch. They already took your gun. That's why you're here.
Dare. That could be a whole nother segment about how the powers that be just gave up on it. Just like, you know what? Time to cut our losses. The kids aren't getting it. They're not getting this whole message.
They're wearing our T-shirts for fun.
Right. Like, ironically.
They're not taking this seriously anymore.
So she tells us the sheriff who monitored or was around the school 2 days a week was going to be in tomorrow to answer questions. So everybody in the class had to write down 10 questions, and they would select from the best, and he would answer these to the best of his ability. So like any normal 17-year-old punk schmuck asshole like myself, wrote my 10, got with my buddies the last 5 minutes of class that we had to spare, and then wrote a fake 10 questions from, and I believe it was like Phil McCracken or something like that. But of course the first one was like, "Hey, do you shoot blanks? Have you ever chased your wife around with just your holster on and your hat? I think it was a play on words of like undercover. Have you ever gone under the cover?" It was it was all sexual. It was all very ridiculous. So then none of us were ever going to ask this person. But the next day, of course, this law is world history teacher moonlighting as a law professor. She says, "Oh yeah, by the way, I found that ridiculous, disgusting questionnaire that was sent in. Whoever wrote that, yeah, I sent it into the office for handwriting samples. You're going to get caught. You're going to get suspended." And I was like, oh my God, they do handwriting samples? Holy shit, I'm fucked.
No, they don't.
Someone with half a brain was like, "No, they don't fucking do. They
idiot.
They have Barney Fife in the office."
Yeah.
All right.
It was like the fucking FBI has to get involved to fucking start analyzing handwriting samples.
Yeah, and then they would just cackle at the questions and just be like, "Yeah, we can't figure it out."
Oh, whatever. Who cares?
By the way,
I like to think the assistant principal, if they got their hands on it, was like, "This is pretty good. This guy's got some talent. Came up with this in what 10 minutes?"
Did you ever get caught for any mischief of the sort?
Not really. So you mean in high school or I mean, I got arrested for throwing snowballs at a school bus.
They arrest people for that?
They fucking put me in handcuffs and took me up to the barracks for 4 hours. Fingerprinted me, took my picture, made fun of me.
Took some handwriting samples.
That's right. Hey, look, we got a lead on a possible
on a silly questionnaire.
You mind writing down? Do you shoot blanks for us? Compare your E's and your I's here.
Yeah, when I was in 8th grade, I'll spare her her name being mentioned, but it was one of the gals who was considered one of the smart girls, and she sat next to me. in Ms. Thompson's, I guess it was civics or history class or whatever the hell class that was. And now look, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I wasn't a notorious cheater because I didn't get caught very often, but I knew what I was capable of. She apparently had cheated off of me, and I got taken into like the little back corridor where like the chimney was, and I got a talking to, and I was basically being forced into a confession, and I was like, I did not cheat off of her. I have no idea what, and I mean, it was the one time where like we read that Fun Fact Friday question, like if you keep asking the same person the same question enough times that they might actually admit to doing something. I never broke. And eventually, I guess the girl felt so guilty that I was being questioned for so long about it that she finally fucking confessed that she cheated off of me, the dumb kid in class. The kid's so dumb, I couldn't have gotten all the answers right. Therefore, I had to cheat off the person next to me. Fucking like the one time I get in trouble and I was actually innocent.
So did did you get in trouble? Did it stick? Did the punishment stick around, or did they absolve you of all wrongdoing?
No, I was absolved, but I was not apologized to, which I'm still bitter about to this day.
So you can hear it in his voice.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of resentment in there. I can tell.
Well, you're goddamn right. You can't take a fucking 12-year-old, lock him in a fucking room, demand a confession from him, have the actual culprit confess, and then this is what she said: Andrew, I want you to go back to your seat. That was it. There was like this, there was a little bit of wavering, like, I done fucked up. I need you to go away now. That's kind of, that was the only thing that I got out of that made me feel a little bit better. It's like, yeah, you know you done fucked up, bitch.
Yeah, that's it. That I would say that I would have a certain amount of resentment in this, you know, you assumed it was me. You can't even muster up an apology. You can't even muster up hey, we're sorry. All right. We assumed it was you, wasn't you. We're really sorry. That took 5 seconds.
We assumed it was you based on your athletic or your academic prowess and your general demeanor, right, and your known history of being a schlubbish fuck up who apparently doesn't have the ability to learn. Sorry about all that. Now go sit down.
Hey, how old were you?
I don't know. What are you in 8th grade? Like 13, 12?
13, 14? Yeah. In terms of like shenanigans, no, I do remember my senior year. I was basically towards the tail end of it, doing nothing. I was going to a community college for half the day, taking a calculus class, and then coming back to literally nothing, a gym class and a teacher's aide. All right, and I was trying to do anything and everything that I could to figure out the ins and outs of the school, and you know to turn off the lights in most of those public schools requires a key. It's not a normal light switch or something you can flick on and off. It requires a key that you put in.
Alan, it's like a slit, and then the key that Wes is referring to is also very easily duplicated by a paperclip.
Yeah, well, we figured out a hanger, or at least half a hanger, that we just twisted. You know, we spun it enough to where it twisted off, made like a J hook. And we got to a point where me and another person, I'll call him, well, the name was going to call him his name, so we'll just say person, my buddy, we turned on all the lights on the upstairs. And at one point we were on our last light, got it off, and I don't know if you knew the stairwell that if you exit at the bottom is where the football field is. So it's that double tiered stairwell. I jumped one entire flight of those. Like from top to bottom, boom, to get away. And he had a very distinctive Abercrombie book bag. And then he got caught and got suspended. And I didn't. Yeah, I remember I was like, if you rat me out, I'll pummel your ass. I'll give you Charlie horses till you can't fucking walk. I don't think I said that. I was just like, please don't say anything. It's like, don't worry about it, buddy. Don't worry about it. Your secret's safe.
I winked lovingly at him, and all was well.
We figured out how to pick the lock to the... what the hell do you call that? The media booth / lighting booth above the auditorium. Walked around walked around the catwalk a few times.
Yeah, where you could easily have died because that thing was rickety because I was up there once.
Wasn't safe. That's okay though. Never really got caught in shenanigans though. Not really. No. Other than the snowball incident, I was pretty good at not getting caught. Let's just put it that way.
See, Alan, you've got all your fancy, oh, we had a dining extravaganza at our super private school. Yeah, but you didn't almost die on a fucking rusted out catwalk above the auditorium, did you now?
No, we definitely didn't. I mean,
because they had safety officers who came in and secured them every year.
Yeah, well, I mean, our auditorium was nice, and like newish. So no, that was the gym, the old gym, because they redid the gym. They completely made a new fucking, I don't know, you might as well call it a field house now. It's fucking gorgeous. But the gym that we used to fucking, that I experienced was a little sketchy. There was some problematic stuff in there. There was lots of like rusty metal about. There was some old showers that nobody used anymore. That like, you know, back in like the fucking 50s, they were like, get in there, get your dicks in there, boys, get clean, go back to fucking religion class. So yeah, I mean that one could have potentially caused some issues, but no, we had generally well kept facilities, or at least the appearance of well kept. I come to find out like later in life, I walked through there, looking at it as a professional, as a fire protection professional. Yeah, it's probably not the safest, but to the naked eye, it's well kept.
By the way, did they still make you guys like mandatory showers in like middle school, high school?
No, I mean they would turn them on, and we would kind of do a half-ass shower, but not mandatory. Like, hey, get your clothes off and get in there and fucking rinse off. We didn't. It wasn't mandatory. Because
I remember in middle school, once a year, Mr. Hammond would force us mandatory, and he would tell you at the beginning of class too. He'd be like, mandatory showers today. You're being graded on your showers. Mandatory showers at the end of class. And it's like, oh man, you want to talk about 35 minutes of sheer fucking terror in your fucking mind. And then he would break out like all the fucking towels that got used once a year and probably never washed. And if they were, no fabric softener. It was like drying yourself with a fucking giant slab of sandpaper. And then there was a certain gaggle of guys that really enjoyed getting naked in the shower together.
Yeah, probably wrestlers.
And there's the rest of us.
It was definitely the wrestlers.
Yeah.
That's how ours were.
Wrestlers or exhibitionists, or and there's a little crossover in the middle. Yeah, no, they didn't make us do that. They would always turn if you had a day where the perspiration level got pretty high, you just ask. They always turn them on. In my entire span of physical education from 6th to 12th grade, I think I saw one person strip down nude and take a shower. And that was it. Myself, I was always taking my shirt off, get my head nice and greased up, but, a little bit of water on the chest, a little bit of water on the back, and that was it. Now that I think about it, it's gross, because especially like my sophomore and junior year, or junior and senior year, playing basketball for 45 minutes to an hour, and be like, yeah, I'll just wet my hair and then throw some Axe on myself. That's fucking gross. I should have just stripped down and sudded myself up, got nice and fresh for the afternoon, but
you got to you put on like some fucking, well, I don't know. What was the style back then? You put on some cargo shorts and a band t-shirt, right? And went back to class. I had to put on fucking pants and a button down and a fucking tie. Like that shit sucked. And our gym was far away. Like it was like down a big hill and then up a big hill. And you only had like 5 minutes to get. Everyone was always late from gym class. Like you knew who was coming from gym class because they were late. Didn't matter where they had to go on campus. They were late because it was a fucking half a mile away.
Yeah, but now you have like open bar alumni meet and greets for no reason at all.
So like this was a bittersweet pill. Was like 2 years after we left, 2 or 3 years after we left. It was a fresh wound. They literally like trucked in a fucking bridge, like a metal bridge, from some fucking iron making town. They busted a fucking big purple Mount St. Joseph bridge and fucking stuck it right between fucking one building and the gym. And so now these spoiled fucking kids that my parents' tuition paid for them to have a bridge to just conveniently cross over to the gym area. Takes them fucking a minute, tops. No running back, all sweaty like a fucking piece of garbage. Nope, just a bridge.
The irony is, it was made by all the dumb kids who couldn't afford to go to a school.
Probably.
Yeah, that's wild. But
It's a fucking bridge.
I like to think that it was just too long. They got a few like an entire freshman class to jump up and down on it to wedge it in. Just keep jumping, boys. There it goes. That'll do.
Let's see if I can find it. It still grinds my gears to this day.
Oh,
That actually, something came up on 105.7 The Fan today, or this week rather, about like he used the YMCA. The person who was telling the story used the YMCA as a point of reference, but it's any gymnasium that you go to in which there's showers in an open facility. Not stall doors or any enclosure, but just shower heads in an open room. And I get it. It's fine. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's men or certain men that use that as an excuse to be nude the entire time. Like, I'm gonna brush my teeth nude. I'm gonna comb my hair nude. I'm gonna go into where the locker room is and have a conversation nude with my flip flops on. Motherfucker.
And one leg propped up on the bench.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a nice draft in my undercarriage. Motherfucker, put some pants on. Put some boxer briefs on. I don't care if you wear tighty whities. Jesus Christ. Nudity is for the shower when you're sudding yourself up in all the crevices. All right? And even that's a little weird if you do like a 360 twirl, Whatever. Okay? No holds barred in there. But what possesses a man in that situation to brush his teeth with Colgate or Crest nude?
It all comes back to old Phil McCracken.
That's right. Alan, you got the bridge to Terabithia, Mount St. Joe.
No, I can't find a picture of it. I guess they hide it because they don't want everybody to know how fucking bougie we are. I'm sure I could find it somewhere. I'll let you know if it comes up.
Fair enough. Well, welcome to the Middle Class Holes. Murr, Alan, Fox, man, getting into some of the news headlines. We posted this on the official Middle Class Holes Facebook page. Newlyweds send $240 bill to guests who were no-shows at their weddings. At their wedding, rather. So the no-shows were given payment due date of 1 month from August 18th, 2021. Invoicing was sent to once anonymous newlyweds. It was a spa wedding. I think it was in Jamaica, $120 a head. Quote, the invoice is being sent to you because you confirmed seats at our wedding reception during the final head count. Note at the bottom from the hashtag petty post reads, because you didn't call us to give us proper notice that you wouldn't be in attendance. This is the amount that you owe us for paying for your seats in advance. This can be paid via Zelle or PayPal. Please reach out to us and let us know which method payment works for you. Thank you. Organizing a wedding like this, both of you have done it. It comes with a certain amount of inherited risk. Your thoughts on these people saying, "Hey, fuck you"? It's a destination wedding. You said yes. You gave us no heads up. $120 each. Pay us.
I mean, I don't know. I've got mixed emotions about it, but I think I agree with the bride and groom on this one. I don't think they're being all that petty, if I'm being perfectly honest. Alan?
I mean, they're definitely being mad petty. I would probably not do it, but I mean, I get it. I guess I get being a little upset about it, but I mean, yeah, you kind of knew that could happen. It's kind of part of the game when you invite a group of people to something that like one or two of them probably isn't going to come. Like, do you have a cookout and then like two people don't come and then you send them a fucking like $25 bill being like, hey, I wasted fucking a couple chicken thighs and some burgers, you fucking dick. Like, you owe me. No, you don't. You got to eat that one. I would fucking probably fucking hock a loogie on that thing and send it return to sender and just be like, fuck off. Don't ever call me again.
Yeah, I am mixed on this, but it's a destination wedding, and we've all got that friend or two who are like, yeah, just I'll be there. Just go ahead and grab my spot. I'll pay you when I get there. And then they either make up excuses as to why I'll get you a few drinks at the bar. I don't have that much on me. They start doing these little nitpicky bullshit things. And at some point, there's got to be a comeuppance. And this, I don't know. Hey, yes, I will reserve your spot at the really, as your word, bougie spa for the wedding that you promised to come to. And now you're not here, and I already bought your place. Like, it's different if you're like, like you said, reserving a few chicken thighs for them versus reserving them a fucking hotel room and, a spot on the massage table. So I feel like they do owe them back for that.
Yeah, I personally think that these are all situations like this have to be done by a case-by-case basis. Now, the more I read this article, the more I realized that these people did RSVP. Okay, the soon-to-be groom did reach out to him because it was a destination wedding. Did want to let people know that, hey, there's a limited head count. There's also limited space that we can reserve at the resort and spa. All right, so please let me know if you're coming. In which these people were like, no, fuck you. So, I mean, no, they RSVP'd yes, and they just didn't show up. So when I think of something like that, okay, this isn't your casual fire hall wedding or your golf course catered wedding or something like that. Or in Alan's case, at the Hyatt, downtown Baltimore. Not saying that's standard, but, this is a destination wedding where it's limited. If you RSVP no, you can invite someone else. You can invite another couple. So I think $120. It really depends upon how dickish these people are. If this guy, I'm assuming the guys are friends because I don't know, women are catty, but I don't know. This seems like this was a groom's buddy who he had a long lasting dickheaded relationship with. If that's the case, and this isn't his first rodeo, yeah, send that bill. Fuck you. Maybe not. Maybe it's not necessarily pay me back. Maybe it's more like, hey, we recognized. I want you to know that I recognize that you're a dickhead and you're not going to get away unscathed. I don't really want the money. I just want you to know that me and my wife now realize that you and your plus one are a piece of shit.
Yeah, that works for me too. Like, even because it's not, if they don't pay the $240 at the end of the day, it's not going to ruin the relationship necessarily. But it's gonna get brought up at every get together.
Oh, it should.
Hey, you got that? You got that 140? You got that? Hey, Joe, you got that 140? You got that?
Yeah.
On you? And your wife ain't here. She got all your money.
I would say,
I don't
go
know,
ahead,
man.
Alan.
I think that results in me spitting in your food multiple times every time you ask. Like every single time you ask, I'm just like, is that delicious? Is that 120? Was that good? Have you made up that $120 in lost meals yet? You piece of shit. Like I would ride hard on your ass. Like, oh, it's not gonna happen. Like I get it. You could be mad about it, but like at the end of the day, if $240 is what you lost from two people not coming to your destination wedding in Jamaica, my assumption is that you just flew a bunch of people Spirit Airlines and went to a beach and had someone marry. Like this wasn't at the fucking, the Secrets Jamaica. You know what I mean? This wasn't at Sandals fucking Montego Bay. This was just fucking bag weed from a fucking Jamaican man on a beach. So fuck off.
Yeah.
You're good.
But I want to agree with Wes on he could have invited other people that aren't quite, probably more fun than these twats who decided not to show up in the first place. Yeah, like, you could invite two other people. Like, hey, I had to, because now, like, okay, let's say, like, your cousin Jerry, who you're cool with, but you guys haven't talked in a while, but if you had 2 extra spaces, you would have brought him and his wife, and now cousin Jerry doesn't get to come, and now every Christmas, it's like, yeah, how was your wedding? Sorry, Jerry. And then it's like, fucking goddamn Joe doesn't fucking show up. I could have got Jerry here, and I wouldn't have to hear about it every goddamn day. I feel like he's owed for that.
Yeah, but see, and then if you bring me that argument, I'm like, you don't even fucking like cousin Jerry, so fuck off. You're a goddamn You're just using it to guilt trip me.
But you know what, Joe? You know what, Joe? At least cousin Jerry shows up when I fucking need him. Okay? Yeah. If I'm on the side of the road and I need a jump, you know who's going to show up? Cousin Jerry.
Yeah,
You know who's
yeah.
going to get me wet in the rain? You are, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, is he going to play third base on fucking on league nights? Okay, is he going to play third base league nights with his club foot, Cousin Jerry? Fuck off.
Okay,
All right,
you know what?
Cousin Jerry tells bad jokes that no one laughs at.
Who brings home rec league titles? Huh? It's me.
Yeah, but you know what? Who shows up with a cooler of beer at every fucking record league game? Yeah, maybe he's got a club foot. Maybe he can't catch a pop fly, but fucking Cousin Jerry shows up. You fucking asshole.
With a bunch of natty light, cheap motherfucker.
RSVP that, huh?
See, and then everything's fine. We just argue jokingly about this for the rest of our lives. This is how this goes.
Long time ago, I was invited to a wedding as a +1 with someone that just not having a great relationship with, and about 2 weeks before the wedding was like, I'm not going. And excuse me, this is an expensive wedding. And it was an expensive wedding. This person, the bride and groom, spared no expense. They got married at a very expensive, very nice place down in Washington, D.C. I was like, yeah, I'm not going. It's 2 weeks. You have enough time to find someone else. I'm not doing it. That's it. End of story. And then it was threatened that I was going to have to pay for my +1. I was like, I'm not doing it. Nope. Mm-mm.
Oh, how do they plan to do that?
They invited you. They didn't invite me. I'm the +1.
100%. You are 100% correct in that. You rolled the dice on my dumb ass, and guess what? I'm letting you down.
I'll tell you what. I got a Cousin Jerry you can fucking call up. He'll gladly go with you.
You got a club foot, loves the electric slide.
You can.
But he can only go left though.
And he always says you can't do it when he always gets the lyrics wrong. God, kills me. Here were a couple of things you shouldn't do as wedding guests that I thought was pretty interesting. One, don't skip the RSVP. Basically says, you can write down, you can check yes or no. I treat the couples as travel agents. I get that. Wear white. Disregard the dress code. Show up late. Show up too early. Arrive giftless. Bring a +1 when you weren't offered one. I think that's a big one. People who get the wedding invite and it just says like, hey, are you not anybody else, but are you coming or not coming?
I disagree with that one though, because you should never invite someone to come solo. Like that should be their option.
Man, I've been invited to weddings where people said either unless you have a wife or husband, a fiance, or someone you've been with for a long time, you're not bringing a date. Yeah, Alan and Kelly did.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. I mean, maybe if it was like, okay, in that situation though, if it's like a friend, I feel like it would be like, hey man, I really want you at my wedding, but like, numbers got to stay low, so it's just got to be you. So if you don't want to come, like, I can't give you. But like, I don't think it should be like. I think that should be worked out ahead of time. It shouldn't come in the card in the mail. Like if you're gonna send me the card in the mail, I get to bring somebody with me because, wedding after parties are fun, but like the wedding ain't fun. Like I gotta have somebody I can like slap the knee of and like laugh at like Cousin Jerry's club foot with like while the ceremony's going on. If I can't do that, I can't come.
I don't know, man. I feel like any wedding that there's been very, very few weddings that I've necessarily needed someone to. There's people there. There's people in my same predicament. I've been to a few weddings where the same rule applied. You are coming or not coming. You're not inviting someone else because you were living a bachelor lifestyle. Whatever.
I think our mantra was we're not paying for you to get fucking laid.
Mm-hmm.
Like get laid on your own dime. You said don't bring some skeeza to my fucking nice fancy wedding just because you wanna dip in. No, get out of here. You do that somewhere else, sir. Or you bring a nice young lady who you might blossom a relationship with. You know what I mean?
Or there might be members of the opposite sex that are in your same clout here that you can mingle with when the time's right.
Yeah, that too. Like ours. Like Wes was a perfect example. We were like, well, he doesn't need anybody else because there's going to be like 17 brothers, so he's just going to ham it up and fucking get hammered. And that's what a lot of them.
Yeah. All right, moving on here. This is female specific. Post a picture of the bride before the ceremony, because I get it. That traditionally that's unlucky. All right, change your seat. That's fucking. Ooh, I don't know if I can sit at table 6. I think I'm going to go to 10 and see if I can barter a little bit.
Well, okay, wait. Well, all right. What's 100? Okay, what's 100% wrong with that? Like, I mean, because I've been in situations where I've been put at like, you know, the rollover table, if you will, like
the miscellaneous. We can't figure out where to put myrrh.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then it's just you end up over there with like
cousin Jerry.
You end up with like cousin Jerry, like an elementary school friend, you know, like a inspiring teacher who for some reason showed up because she didn't want to hang out with her cats for the day.
Someone who doesn't drink.
Yeah, and then I know like 7 of the 8 people at the other table, and it's just like, hey, and do you mind if I sit over here? I'm like, yeah. Whatever, I don't care. I don't know anybody here anyway. So I don't see the problem with that necessarily. Like, you can't be forceful about it, but if it's like a mutual agreement, I don't see the issue.
Yeah, I agree. Record the ceremony, which I mean, I don't do that anyway, but I get it because they're talking about someone's paying a wedding photographer and videographer a lot of money to do that, so you don't unnecessarily need to whip out your phone and.
Why would you want to do that in the first place?
I don't know. It's fucking self-fulfillment of some odd, weird fulfillment that you have. I don't know. This is a good one. Murrow, this is going to be right up your alley here in about a year or two. Let your kids wreak havoc. Woo!
Nope. No kid.
Yeah. William was he was the ring bearer in a wedding, and yeah, that was interesting. I never want to be a part of that again. Because that's just... Because you can't enjoy yourself. The whole time, if you've got a kid under the age of, like, 10 who's not in control of his own emotional stability, like, just the whole time, your side of the eye, the fuck's he doing?
Yeah.
Is he flipping up somebody's skirt? Is he dancing randomly with a fucking centerpiece at a table somewhere? Like, what is going on?
I got a pretty decent story, not about me being 10 or younger. I got a decent story about me being underage at a wedding. But you guys want me to continue on these? There's a few more. Some are pretty good.
Get it?
Yeah, I'm with that kid. We didn't know kids as well.
Okay.
We had my 2 nieces did it was like ring and flower girl. We didn't have a boy for like a ring bearer. So the 2 nieces got it, but we were then like, get out.
Yeah.
So yeah, their parents like I think one got picked up and one got or they both got picked up. I can't even remember what the logistics were, but we told my brothers, we were like, yeah, so they can come do the thing and the pictures and stuff, and then kick rocks. We're gonna party.
Yeah, I will say at the reception, Alan's brother-in-law, or not, excuse me, Alan's sister-in-law, I believe it was Brian's wife, told another person at the table we were sitting at to shut the hell up while Kelly's dad was giving a toast. Whew! Boy, that was good. Someone's like, who are you telling to shut up? I'm telling you to shut up. I was like, oh.
I recall something like that going on. And somebody came up to us and was like, hey, some troubles are brewing. And we were like, go tell them both to fucking calm the fuck up, or they can both get out.
I think a few of us, myself and Derek and someone else, said, the bride's dad's giving a toast. Can you just give it 30 seconds? He says, baby girl's getting fucking married. Come on.
Yeah.
You're like, you're all fucking half cocked on white wine. Just fucking zip it up for 30 seconds. Then the electric slide's coming on.
Can't have fucking cocktail hour with a bunch of Frostburg broads. So if somebody gets all fucking lubed up and can't keep her mouth shut during the right times.
That's right.
I don't even know who it was. I just assume it was one of our Frostburg friends.
May have been. Don't steal the photographer shot. I agree with that one. Give an unprepared toast. Give a long speech. Talk during the speech. There you go. Ask rude questions. Criticize the wedding. Ask for seconds at dinner. I don't know why that one was funny to me. It's like, hey, you got any more of that? Eat dessert before the couple. Dance inappropriately. What the fuck are you talking about? Forget to tip the bartender. Get aggressive during the bouquet toss. And take table centerpieces. There you go. Oh, and don't get engaged. I like that. Don't upstage the bride and groom, right?
Oh, yeah, that's douchebag shit.
Yeah. Hey, I know this is very special for the bride and groom, but I want to make it special for me too, baby.
That's also
I have
out.
I have an impromptu speech I'd like to give.
yeah, God.
You're like, Jessica, I'm so filled with love right now. It's always cheesy as shit.
Right.
It's like, God damn, I hate you. You're the worst.
Full of love and natural light right now.
Full of love and fucking open bar. They got Captain Morgan. He's always half drunk.
They got the special Morgan. What I was going to tell you was I went to my cousin's wedding when I was 17. This was the summer before I was a senior in high school. And it wasn't that I wasn't looking forward to it. I love those people, that part of the family. I was happy for my cousin, but I was 17, and every weekend from 17 up until now, I was doing big boy stuff. And I just thought, oh, I'm going to have to dial it back. I'm going to have to mind my P's and Q's. And we get to the reception hall. My father was like, all right, it's beer only tonight. I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, no alcohol, no hard liquor for you. Okay. Beer only. And I don't want your mom to see it. Can you do that? And I was like,
Yes.
Can I get that in writing? And,
You betcha, Al.
holy shit, where'd that come from? And now young Wesley proceeded to pop back about, I don't know, 10 Coors Lights till I got the old jazz knees and went and made a fool of myself. Then I drank some Molson Goldens at my cousin's house with my Canadian, I don't even know, it's not in-laws, it's just, they're not even family. I don't know, people that are part of the family, I guess. Yeah.
Extended family.
The bride's father, who is quote unquote my first cousin, was adopted and lived in Toronto for his childhood. Moved to the States when he was 19. All right, I gotta spell it out for you, fucking mokes.
Was that somewhere like the Bat Chamber?
He went down to the Bat Chamber, eh? Moving right along, the high school football season kicked off last week. ESPN usually airs a game. They like to choose Ohio for some reason, or I think it's around the Canton area where the Football Hall of Fame is. So this year was no different. They got was it Sycamore Prep or Sycamore?
Bishop Sycamore,
and IMG Academy, which is a very famous, renowned sports academy outside of Orlando. Do you know who made IMG, who put them on the map? Do either one of you guys know? Fun sports fact.
You're talking so far out of my league right now. I have no idea.
Andre Agassi.
I didn't know that.
So his father figured rather than rather traditional private high school, we'll send young Andre down there and he can do tennis 9 months out of the year, and it worked out. Became one of the all-time greats. So there was some very it's not even allegations anymore. It's just some serious things unfolded. First of all, they got their ass kicked on national television on ESPN, I believe 58-0. So it turns out that this school, Bishop Sycamore, might not even be a real school. Kids are what are they? The curriculum is unverified. There's no teachers. Their website has nothing on it. It looks to be, for lack of a better term, a fake school. Later on, it turned to good, Alan, or Murr.
So Bishop Sycamore, are they the ones that won the game, or are they the ones that lost the game?
They got their ass kicked 58-0. This is what makes it even more weird. The ESPN announcers even acknowledged that they couldn't verify much of what they claimed to get on ESPN. They just said, hey, this is a highly touted school, a lot of potential Division I athletes. Turns out there may be some junior college dropouts who are on that team, still to be determined. And later on in a tweet, two players talked about, and I don't know who was interviewing it, but it turns out that a homeless guy was trying to break into the head coach's car, to which the head coach then unleashed two of the defensive backs to beat the living shit out of this homeless guy for breaking into the head coach's car. Jesus Christ, man. Like that. Okay. That alone, let's just say it's a legitimate school with high schoolers who are trying to learn and have aspirations of obtaining a scholarship and free college tuition and an education, maybe dreams of the NFL or CFL or some other way of arena football with ways of obtaining income via football. But I don't know, man. ESPN dropped the ball on this. Fumblerooski.
Yeah, well, okay. First of all, I didn't realize I didn't read this. So I read the headline about the head coach sending off the players to beat up a homeless man. I thought it was just like warm ups for the game. Like, hey, let's get those muscles warm.
Go beat the shit out of him.
Go pound on Uncle Jerry for a little while. Get yourself tuned up.
Get that foot.
Okay, hold on. I'm not defending him, okay, but I mean the guy was breaking into his car, so I can totally see like some kind of meathead coach being like, "Yo, go kick that guy's ass. He's trying to break into my car." So I'm not absolving him of the sin of sending teenagers to beat up a random man, but I'm saying
young adult.
It seems a little more warranted than it did previous to you saying it.
Right.
That's all. I've got other thoughts, but I just wanted to clarify that that's not as bad in the whole picture of things.
Well, first, I'm going. There was a quote unquote charter high school. Now, a lot of the charter high school stuff, I can bring up a couple examples. One of which was in our backyard, or not too long ago. But Alan, you know about this, okay? Your thoughts on I don't even know. It doesn't even have an address, doesn't have a website, doesn't even really have much of a curriculum or teachers. Junior college kids who all of a sudden pull a Rodney Dangerfield back to school, and now they're getting a second crack at high school football.
It's like a mix. It's like a mix of Back to School and Ladybugs, two Rodney Dangerfield classics. No, man, everything that I've gathered, you hit on most of it. It's all fake. They're not registered with the Ohio high school sports association. Like, they're not anything. So what it sounds like is, like you said, is that there's some junior college, didn't make it. The meme I shared with you guys was, it sounds like a couple of guys who thought they got a raw deal from the coach in high school. Think they still had it and could possibly make it. They formed a team, got some money from some people, and then got steamrolled by 16-year-olds on national television. It's bad news bears. It's highly illegal. I'm fairly certain.
And they lost their second game, not nearly as bad, 19-7, I believe, to a team out of Pennsylvania. So,
also, they played those two games in 3 days.
Yeah, 2 games in 3 fucking days.
Just frowned upon if they are high schoolers, but even as young adults, it's bad.
That's stupid.
Here's the positive thing. I would say whomever put this grift together, I mean, to fool the worldwide leader in sports, to pull that wool over, there's a marketing genius behind this. I mean, this is the Jake Paul of high schools. They should erect a statue of the Paul brothers, in their fictional campus. Their virtual campus should have pictures of those guys, because even if they aren't who they said they were, they pulled this off. There's high schools out there that are obviously fucking clawing and scratching to get on national television, and these motherfuckers just made one up and did it. So whoever marketed that school to ESPN to get chosen to play 2 games in 3 days.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty genius.
What I was going to say is, there's a couple examples here right in the great state of Maryland that I can think of. There's one called Friendship Academy. Now, Friendship was a legitimate school that wasn't recognized by any athletic bureau of high school sports. The Maryland Public Schools, they tried to get into the DC one, wouldn't allow them. They tried to get in the Baltimore one, wouldn't allow them. So they just became independent. They travel. They'll get good games, but it's a charter school. The other one it's called Eastern Christian Academy. Now, I don't know if you remember that name. They were based out of Elkton, Maryland. So a booster out of Red Lion Christian got pissed off because the Christian Academy in Pennsylvania was like, yeah, we can't accept all this fucking money. And he was like, why not? We want to make the football program that fucking good. I got my son here, David Sills, the 5th, who is a wide receiver now for the New York Giants. At the time was signed to play quarterback at USC at 13 years old. So he was given a full ride by Lane Kiffin. That's right. Yeah. So he's like, fuck it. Fuck you, fuck Red Lion Christian. I'll create my own school. So he buys out an office building, buys out cubes, buys all these goddamn CD-ROMs, gets some sort of approval that this is a curriculum for kids to learn at, and has a high school of about 58 to 60 kids, all boys. So I think you can kind of figure out where this is going.
Yeah.
It's a football team. And no one in the state would authorize any type of like, basically like, hey, you can be a part of this athletic program. So they had an independent schedule. They traveled down to North Carolina. They traveled up to New York, Pennsylvania, all over the place. So this type of stuff happens. I get it. But what I've just read about this fake school, fake website, junior college kids being like, damn, I need to get back into high school. And then, of course, beating up a homeless dude breaking into the head coach's car. This might be the worst.
This might be the tip of the spear too, because of last year and all the virtual school.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that a lot of this is going to happen like under the radar for a while, because there's probably a whole bunch of these like independent, because the homeschoolers they're coalescing. Like now it's not just homeschool, like it's just you and your ma and your pa in a shack in the backyard, like reading textbooks from the 1950s. Like you get a gaggle of families that are like, yeah, we'd like to homeschool our kids. And you basically create your own school of like 20 kids. So if you just double that number, maybe triple it, all of a sudden you have this scenario playing out for the next decade.
Yeah. I mean, it's not very traditional, and who is to govern something like that? Who is to grant a check mark of whether or not the precise education is being received or not received? I don't know. But in this case, I don't think it takes necessarily an expert of curriculum or curriculi to figure out that this is bullshit. Especially, I mean, the website doesn't even bother me because I don't know. You can go to we looked at Space Jam the other week. It doesn't even have. I mean, it's from the 90s. I get it, but this is very odd. And yeah, ESPN got duped. And you're right, Murr. Whoever sold ESPN on it, like, yeah, you should come to Ohio. We got this great place right outside of Columbia. Real upcoming upstart program. Tons of D1 athletes. Check us out. Yeah? We're bringing the crew. We're bringing both trucks.
That's all we got.
Nobody vetted this. I know ESPN pushed it off, by the way. They were like, yeah, it's some third party that does this for us. They fucked up.
Dude, Alan, you know this as well as I do, especially being in a world where contractors have subcontractors. When your name's on that contract, you can piss and moan and try to push the buck all you want. Yeah. When your name is front and center.
Hey, sir, did you deliver something? Nope. Well, you need to re-deliver it, even if you did, you son of a bitch.
That's right.
Even if you did and it's lost, you need to give it back. Give us another one.
I would like to know if this beating up the homeless dude is real. The website I read that off was sketchy. Don't know. The players were unidentified, and they were very hesitant to get into the type of details because they didn't want to rat out fellow. I hate to say classmates. I don't know.
Or they may not even have known the names of the people on their own team.
Don't want to rat them. How the hell can I rat them out if I don't even know who they are?
Like a warm, creamy chutney. Get ready for another spoonful of the middle Classholes.
Welcome back to the Middle Classholes. Alan, Foxman, Murr. Oh, hey, you guys heard the numero uno podcast aficionado in the entire world, Rogan, caught COVID?
I did see that. So it was a little Instagram post, and you would think somebody that has that much money and is a professional entertainer would know to bring the camera just above the center line and not below the chin. Yeah. I just very disappointed in him for that reason alone.
Yeah, and interesting enough, he also was feeding himself ivermectin, a livestock dewormer. That's interesting.
No, it's not. It can be. It can be. Okay.
This guy, look at him go. Look at
I
him.
have-
Wind him
we
up
go.
and look at him go.
There are drugs out there that work in certain scenarios and don't work in certain scenarios. And if you go to a medical professional, the type of medical professional I'm sure someone who just signed a contract for $100 million can afford, can it be a dewormer for livestock? Yes.
I think
but it's also been
that's precisely what it's designed for.
it's also used to cure river blindness in African nations. And yes, Alan, go ahead.
What causes river blindness?
Parasites.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking in.
Yeah.
They are worms, but I'm just saying that you don't just feed them to livestock. It's a people drug. It costs like a penny a pill to make. And there's a lot of theories out there that one of the reasons that Pfizer and Moderna and these companies don't want it to be used as either a prophylactic or a treatment is because it costs nothing to make. There's no patent on it anymore. That patent has since expired. And if there's 8 billion people in the world that now need 3 doses of a highly expensive vaccination, then there's a lot of money to be made. You'll know how the world works. I'm not saying that ivermectin is like the cure-all for anybody, but there are doctors out there that have discussed that they've used this and it's worked in certain situations. I just don't know why we suppress information. If they haven't gotten the dosage right to this point, but they could, if they could have further research, then why not pursue that? And by the way, 3 days and whatever he did, he claims he's fucking good to go now. So it's worked.
3 days. 3 days without any symptoms. And first of all, he's an extremely fit, well-fed, and well-balanced individual. Okay, and I'm not going to say, oh, the ivermectin didn't work, but he caught COVID and beat it just like most people do. Just like 98% of the world's population that has caught COVID has beaten it. I didn't think you were going to make a claim for ivermectin being an alternative deterrent or treatment for.
Oh, dude, I knew it was coming.
I'm not plus or minus on it. I'm just okay. We've talked about let's trust the science. No, hold on. Oh, you're gonna make me mad, Alan. Your face. Your face is making me mad.
I think he's for it personally. If I was a neutral person listening to this, I'd be like, man, that guy would try ivermectin.
And this is the problem with social media and the demonization of everything that doesn't go with the narrative is that I'm not for it or against it, but I'm not against being for it. Like if there's doctors and scientists out there that say, yeah, there might be some therapeutic treatment for this, I say let them have that leash and let them run with it for a minute and see if they're right. Because when I got those 2 needles in my arm, I thought that was it. We're done. Let's move on with life. Everything's back to normal. And that doesn't seem to be the case. So if there is an alternative that's equally safe that gets rid of it, we might be living with this thing forever now.
Well, first of all, hold on. Your vaccine isn't a treatment, okay? If you thought your vaccine was going to be a treatment once you caught COVID, then shame on you. It does.
No.
You said get rid of it.
No, I mean get rid of the virus. If everybody's vaccinated, even if the virus maybe exists, it doesn't affect anyone because it has no host to live in because it can't infect the body.
Well,
I'm saying
that has nothing to do with ivermectin or the vaccine. It has to do with too many people who dug their fucking heels into the ground. Like, nope, not doing it. Not for me. You ain't putting that shit in me.
What I'm saying is that COVID has not gone away, and it might be something that we're living with forever. And even vaccinated people are catching the virus and getting sick, even though they're vaccinated, which doesn't seem to happen with all the other vaccines that I've had in my life.
Sure.
So if I'm going to be living in a world full of COVID, and there's an option to say, okay, listen, you're going to be sick for about 2 or 3 days because I'm going to give you this cocktail that ivermectin happens to be like 30% of the cocktail that I'm giving you. I'm not going to care what the name of the thing they're fucking giving me is. I'm just going to say, thanks. I'd like to feel better in 3 days.
I think the jury's still out on ivermectin, a.k.a. livestock dewormer, as a treatment. I think that the jury's still out. I think Joe Rogan could have eaten his own fecal matter and then And then, or actually, you know what? Better yet, Michael Rappaport said it. He said he could have pooped out and then used the worms that came out of his poop and then not got rid of them, just rubbed it into his forearms. It's more of like an ointment treatment.
Well, okay, why are you guys so against even mentioning the name of this thing as an option?
I mean, Alan, do you want me to go first? Because I think when you catch COVID, it's just a matter of rest and hydration. It has nothing to do with. I have yet to see any verifiable science that says horse dewormer or livestock dewormer tames side effects or ailments as a side effect of COVID.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's not for that. That's not what it's for. It's an anti-parasitic. We're dealing with a virus. They're two totally different things. They're two silos of microbiology. Like they are monoliths. They live by themselves because they're totally different. So why would this medication that's for one thing work for something that is totally different? Furthermore, let's step back. It's not FDA approved for treatment of COVID, which I know a lot of people had been hanging their heads on until the goalposts needed to get rearranged. So there's a lot of reasons not to take this. It also, in the wrong doses, could poison you because it's a fucking anti-parasitic and not for treatment of COVID or any virus whatsoever.
I haven't caught COVID, but I can only go by those people that I know have. And what I've been told from those people is that it's rest and hydration. Rest, hydrate, get people the fuck away from you. Hydrate.
Listen, I take my Bigfoot stance on ivermectin where, I don't know if it's out there and works or if it isn't out there, but I'm willing to, hold out some belief that it's possible that it works.
Right. Hold on, but you have to, okay, you have to understand that there's a select few of this constituents that think it's just as good as the vaccine. That it's a deterrent.
No. I haven't heard any of the doctors that I've heard talk about this haven't said that it's as good as anything else. That it's just simply a treatment option that they would like to explore further. And most of them that have said this don't work for companies. They're independent virologist.
Yeah.
They're independent people that own their own labs. They don't work for the big companies.
The government.
Well, but as conspiratorial as it sounds, it also does. If we think about how the world works, especially a capitalist world, it doesn't make sense for them to not try to develop anything if there's something already out there.
Hear me out on this. Okay.
Yeah.
But the way this has been spun in the world of social media and every fucking TikTok doc that's out there is that the flow chart of ivermectin has turned into its prevention. Don't get a needle, don't get the jab. Take X amount of ounces of ivermectin a day. That'll prevent COVID. That's what it's turned into in small pockets.
I am unconcerned with people's, what narratives on. I don't care about narratives. I care about results.
Yeah.
If there's an opportunity for this to be an effective treatment or preventative, I just want it explored. I don't care I genuinely don't care I actually care if it does work. I don't care if it doesn't work. If there's an opportunity to get this fucking thing under control, I don't care what you're jamming your body full of. And as far as pharmaceuticals, it's designed for this. Every fucking commercial you see during an NFL game do you suffer from IBS? A lot of these drugs that are out there weren't designed for the thing that they're now used for. Even Viagra was supposed to be something for
blood pressure.
It was supposed to
blood pressure.
To open up capillaries and have more blood flow.
Yeah, but that was also done in a fucking controlled double-blind study. Guys got hards on.
I know, but that was the thing. It's so how's your blood pressure? Ugh, still exactly what it was, but I got this raging boner now.
It's actually worse.
And then they call Uncle Jerry into the fucking boardroom and listen, this Viagra, it doesn't control any blood pressure, but It's giving guys 4-hour raging erections that don't go away under any circumstances. Well, shit. Everybody likes a boner, right? Package this stuff and something and sell it as something different.
So you said Uncle Jerry. Is Uncle Jerry cousin Jerry's dad, who's a little more with it, a little more astute?
Oh, it's Jerry Senior. That's how cousin Jerry got his money.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Fair enough. Alan, your final thoughts on parasitic ointments?
Don't take them. It's probably not a good idea. I knew that Murr would be totally for it the minute I saw Joe Rogan was for it. Like, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. There was no argument to stand up against. Murr was like, fucking in there. I would take it. I would take it right now if I had.
I didn't say I would take it. I'm saying
you would take it though.
I don't like all this demonization. Like, we talk about, like,
you would take it, right?
Hold on, man. Now I'm really getting. Al, I'm not mad at you, but I am getting mad at the whole situation.
Please.
No. Because we talk about the vaccine and we're all for the vaccine, and we talk about trust science. Mm-hmm. And all I'm saying is like, if you're going to trust science, then you also shouldn't deny science. And when I say deny science, I'm saying we shouldn't deny science the opportunity to prove or disprove the effectiveness of something. So if ivermectin happens to be an effective treatment, but because like the social winds blow in a way that says you shouldn't try it because Rogan said so, like, to me, that just screams like denying science's opportunity to be science. Like, science isn't right or wrong. It just is. So
Yeah.
If ivermectin works, then I think we should explore its opportunity to be used. If it doesn't work, we have to explore it to know if it does or doesn't.
I'm okay with that. But you understand that people like your beloved Joe Rogan have created a narrative that says this is okay to take. There is no hard research, and please show it to me if you have it, that says we're trending positive with the use of ivermectin treatment as a treatment for COVID-19. We don't have that.
But it doesn't.
What I am trusting is the science that exists that says this is an anti-parasitic that is not for use for COVID-19. Until you show me science otherwise, I'm actually following the science. You're not following the science.
Because they won't allow the science to be done to prove it one way or the other. And so, again, the example we're using is a guy attempting to solve a problem with a pill, and we're demonizing him for it. If it doesn't work, then your argument stands firm.
But I think you're ignoring, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think you're ignoring that this has been tested on humans for a variety of things, and it's approved for a single use. So there's established science. You can go. I'm looking at an article right now on PubMed from 1994, 1989, like on ivermectin, in human medicine, in human use. So there's data on this that exists that says this is for this.
What were they doing?
Otherwise,
what were they doing it for? Just to show the results of like, or a like, hey, this is what happens,
guys. Believe it or not, guys, fucking science. When they come up with things, they then test it on a litany of fucking things to see what it works for. Yeah. And then they start to narrow it down and say, you know what? It's probably pretty good for this. We should use it for this. This is what we should use it for. Okay. So when they created ivermectin, they did their due diligence, as they do with pretty much everything.
Okay, but all I'm getting at is we've never experienced this specific virus before with this specific protein strand. And if it has a similar pattern, again, I'm not a scientist, but if it has the ability to, if it try it, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Okay.
But if it works, then let's figure out a way to utilize it more purely. And it doesn't have negative side effects on the human body. So it's kind of like there's no downside to giving it a go.
You can.
In high doses,
yeah.
But
I think we've all gone over reasons why the United States population isn't the smartest bunch of people on the planet. So yes, in high doses, we don't know how much of these motherfuckers are slathering themselves up with cream or fucking. You don't know, like, dude. Putting this into the world is dangerous because it's not proven. That it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And if you can say that I'm wrong, but you will look like a fool.
Didn't Rogan also? Didn't he have a litany of shit that he also fucking?
Yeah. He also had monoclonal antibody treatment, which is what Donnie got, what Abbott got. You know,
did he?
it's pretty much the sure shot. So he added that on top of his fucking, you know, his anti-parasitic and his fucking gemstones and his saging his fucking body and his hot yoga. You know, he fucking, yeah. He also got the kill shot that we know established science has taught us is the fucking kill shot. It's just very expensive.
All right. No Classholes, everyone. Love ya. Jesus. Come on, man. You can't be that bent out of shape about it.
Nah, I just get frustrated. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I get frustrated because I don't hold any specific opinion on the thing. I'm just being open-minded about the opportunity for something.
Okay.
And it seems like there's another side of people that says you're not even allowed to be open-minded about it. You're an idiot if you're even like attempting to like hold out hope for alternative treatment options.
Okay. I'm going to play both sides of the fence on this, just to because I get what you're saying, because I argue this front when I'm arguing with skeptics about COVID-19 in general, and what I say is that like, okay, for instance, the vaccine isn't as effective as we once thought, based on the 40,000 person double-blind random peer-reviewed study that was done June of last year. Okay, it's not as effective. But then the minute you get people who are vaccinated who are then COVID-19 positive, it turns into a hey, no, the vaccine's not working. The vaccine is not working. You say, well, it's that's not true. Okay, maybe perhaps the effectiveness is a little bit lower, but like, can't we just say, hey, this thing is unlike anything we've ever seen before? This is very, very different. It's evolving. We're going through a pandemic which the likes that we haven't seen since the Spanish flu. And I don't know if you guys know anybody that was alive during the Spanish flu. Do you guys have great grandparents that were that dodged that bullet?
They're all dead.
They're all
Nope.
yeah. They're all dead. Not from the Spanish flu. So okay, that's fine. And I'm not going to say the jury's still out on ivermectin, but if you know what, your body, your choice. If you want to slab a couple ounces of that, and I actually don't do a couple ounces. I think it's like fractions of an ounce. This is what the recommended. I don't even know recommended a little bit.
Yeah. And I'm totally fine with trying it, but we try it the right way. We try it with scientists and medical doctors.
I am not disagreeing with you.
Don't let Joe Rogan say, "Hey, gang, ivermectin definitely was in my regimen for getting rid of this COVID that I don't know that I got rid of yet." That shit is just dangerous rhetoric, and I'm going to fucking challenge anyone that's like, "Yeah, well, you know, that's at least that's something to hang my hat on for this argument," because it's not.
I don't think, but I think this is the other problem with people getting ramped up about no. Everybody I've heard and read about this, talked about this drug, isn't saying that it cures it. It's saying that it takes away the symptoms that would put you in the hospital. And to me, that's a good halfway treatment. I would like everyone to get vaccinated, because then we'd probably be done with this thing. We probably would have already been done with this thing if everybody fucking got vaccinated all at once. But since they didn't, it's going to be around now. And if there is a treatment that keeps you out of a hospital because your doctor, who trusted a scientist to give him a pill to give to you for you to swallow, and it takes away the symptoms that keep you out of the hospital, I don't know why it shouldn't be a politicized argument one way or the other about a treatment option.
Fair enough.
I feel like
I can agree on that.
That's where I feel like this is gone. As soon as I say, like, I'm not mad at Joe Rogan for taking ivermectin, it's like we start throwing flaming fucking arrows at each other. And it's like, I'm just saying, if it worked, it worked. What's the problem with that?
And so that, in my opinion, that was just personal at you, because I think you're a Joe Rogan fanboy. It is what it is. It's fine. It's fine. That's and please own it. Don't try to deny it. So
I enjoy Joe Rogan, but I don't follow his, like, I don't worship at the altar of Rogan. I think he's a fabulous interviewer, I appreciate a lot of his perspectives, not all of them. I appreciate that he gives a voice to the silenced in a lot of situations, this being one of them. Like when Brett Weinstein and other doctors come on the show, I like to hear what they have to say because they tend to be silenced by the Twitter mob and Facebook mafia. And it's like, why don't they get a voice? They've proven their scientific credentials. Why don't they get to talk about their science? So when they talk about it, let's prove it wrong or right. Either way.
And that's fine. Like, I think you get very sensitive about this. This is, for me, this is Wes's bat chamber. Like, this is your bat chamber. You bring up Rogan a lot. Like, I've had multiple, especially females, be like, that the motherfucker who brings up Rogan all the time. I'm like, yep, I know, I got it. You know what I mean? So you bring it up enough that people have noticed it. And this is your bat chamber. I was just fucking with you. As soon as we brought it up and Rogan came up and you were like, well, I'm not against it. It was my opportunity to kick the door down. But there's
a tone.
Exactly what I wanted.
All right, well, that's fine. But I can just tell you now that there's a tone attached to that has caused America to spiral out of fucking control over the last decade. And look, again, it makes people. I refuse to be silenced, but it makes people either shut up or argue, and that's how you get Trump, and that's how you get anti-vaxxers.
Well, there's also the point that there's people who said that this vaccine would be done with by the election because the vaccine was fake and it was used to spawn political votes to sway the bar one way or another. Therefore, once the election's over, the vaccine will be obsolete. It'll be over. And you can't convince me, science or otherwise, that people who thought that way were going to voluntarily have 2 jabs in their arm a month apart with some sort of experimental drug. Well, I say experimental. It was experimental June of last year. That's all I'm going to say. I don't even want to get into vaccination cards. They're being sold $200 a pop in New York City, apparently. Fuck you. Hope you get your nipples ripped off by vice grips.
Morally and ethically, totally on the same page. We should probably not do it.
Yeah.
Financially, though.
This is where Alan and I's Venn diagram.
We've seen those things. We've seen those fucking cards. You can get. What do they call the grade of paper?
Cardstock.
Cardstock. Yeah. With a certain gloss count.
So it's basically just, you remember when you used to get the giant index cards because you could only have one index card for your test and you you tried to squeeze in every ounce of information you could?
Yeah.
That's all the card is. It's just a blank one of those reprinted with some shit on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not hard to make. We can fucking make them right here. I got a HP. She's brand spanking new. She's a laser jet.
As a matter of fact,
crank them puppies out.
Here's a good story. I got caught printing a fake Mark Twain monthly ticket from West Baltimore to New Carrollton. All right, got caught red-handed after about 3 months of doing it, and I tried to get into the intricate ways of trying to recreate it again. That way, I didn't have to pay $181 a month. All right, I figured it wasn't worth it, so I did. I sandwiched a couple of the stops together. All right, if that makes sense. I did. I think I did Odenton to New Carrollton, which was like $130 a month. Anyway, point being is that I looked at all the options. I looked at that vaccination card and I was like, Jesus, really? This is fucking amateur hour.
Because before it became a political issue, it wasn't anything special. It was just a save the date card, like, oh, you got it on April 30th, so make sure you come back on May 1st.
It's basically just an appointment card.
Yeah. And then they turned it into the the Gestapo fucking bus ticket, and now they're fucking scrambling.
Would you like to have some fried oysters? Oh, I sure would. Wrapped in bacon? You betcha. Served on a half shell? How else would I eat a fucking fried oyster? You need to show us that card, buddy.
But, Alan, real quick, though, does it blow your mind? Okay, because apparently it blows a lot of people's mind that I listen to Joe Rogan and I have a vaccination card.
No, because like you're not dumb. You're sometimes ill-informed on like scientific concepts, but that's not your fault. I mean, it is your fault, but it's not.
I'm a lot more informed than you fucking give me credit for.
No, that is untrue. I find you to be a very intelligent person. I enjoy our arguments together. You just sometimes say some things, and I'm like, that is not actually scientifically accurate. But you know, it's fine. I also consider myself above average in scientific knowledge, just generally speaking. So it's perfectly fine. It's kind of my thing,
and I
this is why this works.
I also classify you above average in dick size and ball sack, if that means anything.
Thank you. I got some long ass balls.
That means more to me than anything we've talked about tonight.
Shit. All right, fuck the vaccination cards. We'll delete
$200 though, guys. Let's talk.
$200 a pop, everyone. If you're really down in the dumps and want to make that mortgage payment, $200. Get yourself some gloss. And
here's a hot tip: don't make TikToks about it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another hot tip: Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, the Panhandle of Florida. That's your money makers. Head on down.
That's right. Get on down there. This is a follow-up story from something that we did. I don't remember if it was earlier this year or late last year, late 2020. So, Michigan man, guy was by the gentleman of the name Paul Working. Okay, guy got kicked out. No, actually, moved back in with his parents after he got a divorce. Brought all of his stuff back with him. Lived there for a few months, then moved to Indianapolis. From it doesn't give where he was in Michigan. Left a fair amount of stuff at his parents' house. His dad went through, found a plethora of pornography, and trashed it all. Son sued the parents, all right, Paul and Beth Working, of Grand Haven, to cough up a whopping 45. So actually, sorry. This went to court. The judge ordered that the parents pay the son $45,000 after destroying their son's massive trove of porn DVDs, VHS, and magazines, as well as sex toys and miscellaneous. I do remember that the dad was like, "I was doing you a favor. I was helping you out psychologically and sexually, and just doing what a dad would do. I would have done the same if I found a kilo of crack cocaine. I would have thrown it away." So what did he say? We counted, quote, we counted 12 moving boxes full of pornography, plus 2 boxes of sex toys, as you call them. Paul writes in an email, including the court documents. Quote, "We began that day the process of destroying them, and it took quite a while to do so. Frankly, David, I did you a big favor by getting rid of all this stuff." So then we get into some of the appraisal of some of this stuff. And he said that David said, "I can't figure all this out. Okay, it's impossible to put a price on all this shit." Okay, and Alan, you even said like, "Hey, this is a rookie Gemma Jameson." All right,
I got that antique Ter Patrick.
That's right.
You know.
So the number of DVDs and VHSs came to a grand total estimated at 1,605 to an estimated $22,670.24. Totals include hits like Granny's Gone Anal, discs 1 through 7, estimated at $100. Up the Wazoo, $12. Lesbian Piss Party, Muffy the Vampire Layer.
Oh, yeah.
Knocked Up Nymphos, Fur Burger, and our personal favorite, the 69 cents. Spoiler alert, Bruce Willis was horny all the time. So,
knocked up nymphos. That's some niche stuff right there. That's I mean, that's got to fetch $20 to $30 on the market.
All right, so we talked about this about a year ago. It finally went to court. Apparently, young David made the plea, and $45,000 later. Your thoughts on the judge's judgment? Yeah, right.
He got $45,000.
Yeah,
from his parents. Think about that.
Yeah, and he even went on to say, "I have feelings. I have feelings, Mom and Dad. Real feelings. Sometimes they're sick, but they're mine."
That's a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Well, first mistake, Dad, don't inventory the fucking stash via email. That's a good way to get yourself taken to court and sued for $45,000. So rookie mistake there, but damn, like I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to assume that a lot of the money, the value came in toys, because I'd like to think that the toys are probably more expensive than even like boxes full of VHSs. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna have to disagree because I feel like there might have been some estimated value on some of this stuff. Like think about a comic book collection. Like if you went by face value. Oh, that Superman comic's only look at it. It's right on the cover, 5 cents. And we all know that it sells for over $1 million back and forth now, like a baseball card. Yeah. They're not making any more VHS, so the longer time goes by and, these things stay in a fucking, like, leaky storage locker somewhere in fucking New Jersey, like, the less of them there are. So they continue to raise in value, if you will. So, yes.
May I pose the question that, okay, we can all agree that young David, and I say young David kind of sarcastically because I think young David is 39, that he's a bit of a pervert in the fact that, okay, look, fine, you own crates of DVDs and VHSs. That's fine. You didn't want to throw anything away. Even porn mags, okay, even as weird and obsolete as that is. But to also incorporate boxes of sex toys as a man, I don't know. That's odd to me.
But again, if you're that deep in the pornography game, like he might have some inside knowledge on like, well, this was a first run Horselmania dildo.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Maybe he has like limited edition vagina molds.
Yes. Yeah. Or
like,
okay.
Yeah, he's got like a Debbie Does Dallas like limited edition, vagina mold.
Or like esophagus. Yeah. Okay.
Like a Linda Lovelace, like throat sucker, and
well, since you guys put it that way, makes sense.
Yeah, and like on the box, it could be like 12, like 5 of 12, and so. In like the AVI, is that their award show thing?
AVNs.
AVN. Yeah. Okay, so like maybe at the AVN festival, if he takes one of those, he could fetch like I don't know, like $4,000 for like this vintage cod piece or something. But you and I wouldn't know that. So from the surface looking at it, it's like that Antique Roadshow bullshit. Like, well, I got this wooden box that my granny used to keep old coffee grounds in. Well, you know what this is, don't you? A wooden box? No, this is a vintage Quaker handcrafted goat oat storage container. It's worth $75,000. Really? I paid $25 at a yard sale. So you know what I mean? So that's where he fetched the $45,000 from, in my opinion.
No, actually, no. He said it came to a grand total of $22,000. He needed another 15 to pay off his lawyer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that seems a little bit more reasonable. That $15,000 for a lawyer seems steep, though.
Well, you gotta find the kind of lawyer that's gonna
take on this case. Hey, boss. My
with that email, this is an open and shut case.
And by the way, it seems like it was worth every penny spent because he got it all back, plus some.
Jesus. Also, I wanted to point out before I forget, that's a pretty good Gomer pile that you that you put on there. Yeah, I like that. People that no one knows if you were born, I don't know, after like 1990, you have no idea what that reference is.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Not that we have that many youngsters listening to us.
Do you try to read into the psyche and or the relationship that young David has with his parents, both Paul and Beth, okay? And do you think that they could go to him and say, like, listen, we're not rich people. $45,000 is going to fuck us over. Do you think David says, fuck you. You destroyed it. You made a choice. Actions have consequences. Pay up. Kiss my ass. Sell the house.
Yeah, I mean, probably he sued them, so...
Yeah,
I think he already went down this road.
Okay,
I think, if you're David, and you're looking at this and you're weighing the pros and cons of this, you're probably looking at your inheritance potential, And if your inheritance potential is less than the lawsuit, then you sue. Because if you're, you know what I mean? Like, if you're looking at your parents like, you guys ain't well off, and I know you ain't leaving me shit, and you fucked up my little retirement nest egg, so I'm going to take it from you. So you better break open that Social Security a little early, pops.
Right.
Start paying up.
I like to.
By the way,
I like to think he scrambled through a bunch of stuff and couldn't find lesbian piss party. Like, no, you bastards.
And by the way, how lucky is he to find a lawyer that was good enough to get him this settlement? And two, how lucky was he to get the judge who agreed with him? I think we should be looking under that robe.
The old Kalamazoo court district, yeah.
Well, I mean, this might be a question for legal counsel, but I think, like, you know, I guess he just civil sued him, but, like, for this much money, isn't this a felony? Didn't they steal his shit and throw it away technically?
Well, okay, so they didn't answer this in the article, but what I could grasp is that David had a really hard time figuring out the monetary value of these things. So he just kind of guessed. And that's what he even told the judge. He was like, he said there's 1,600 DVDs and VHSs. There's no way I can go through all those and give you a value of everyone. And the judge just said, all right, give me a ballpark.
But I also think too, Alan, and this is, again, you're right. This needs to go to our legal counsel. Hold on, you guys broke up for just
legal
1 second
counsel.
there,
Yeah,
sorry.
you're good.
So we need to take this to our legal counsel, because I also think that because he voluntarily moved all of his stuff into their house with their permission, they may have had, I don't know, some legal standing to say that we don't want this in our house. But then so that didn't make it a felony. But then the destruction of property might have, like, made it a civil case.
Did it say how they destroyed it?
Did not disclose that. I don't know what Paul Working did. I don't know if he had himself a bonfire with a couple of his buddies and some bush lights, or he took it to the old.
He threw the toy box in there, and then, like, the next morning he came out and realized he had just, like, this melted puddle of latex in his backyard now. Like, he ruined his fire pit. He's like, damn it!
And then I imagine, like, there's, like, a fucking burn barrel with, like, demons shooting out of the top of it, like the fucking last scene of fucking Ghostbusters.
It's that puddle, but, like, it amongst all the latex was just, like, one steel butt plug. It's sticking out like a sore thumb.
And one VHS copy of Getting the Shaft. Of course.
Of course.
Is that the Shaft parody?
That's right. No, you don't recall Getting the Shaft?
Getting the Shaft? No.
Getting the Shaft was the gay porno that I accidentally bought at the depot because it didn't have a box. But no, the image I see, Wes, is like the label that I put on top of that, Sabotage, like slowly melting away to reveal the true title of the film.
To round out tonight's headlines, we got a first date, and we all remember some of our most famous first dates. This might take the cake. Ends with a high-speed police chase. A motorcyclist who was arrested following a high-speed chase told cops he was, quote, trying to show off for his female passenger, whom he was on his first date with, according to the court reports. Investigators say, I'm going to start giggling once we start getting to his rap sheet, because, okay, Taylor Beverly, 22, a spring chicken, ran through a red light Saturday while driving a white 2017 Suzuki with a female passenger. Beverly allegedly looked back, made eye contact with a nearby Clearwater Police Department officer, and raced away. He sped up for about 100 miles an hour for over 20 minutes. They pulled him over. He told him this bullshit about, like, how he was trying to impress this young lady. She was pissed off. They arrested him. He got out on $10,000 bail, but his rap sheet includes convictions of cocaine possession, probation violation, grand theft, and possession of counterfeit checks. Additionally, he was cited for reckless driving and driving an unregistered vehicle in a 2019 motorcycle crash. So yeah, okay, you got some young tail on a night, 22 years old, ready to fucking rock and roll, And then like, hey babe, slip on the back of my Suzuki. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna make things dazzling. I'm gonna show you what a superstar's all about. 100-mile-an-hour fucking high speed chase over 15 minutes.
Was he on a motorcycle? Is that what
Yeah,
that was?
motorcycle, a Suzuki.
All right. I started to feel bad for this young lady at first. Like, I thought that, he was in a car and that's where this happened. But if you get picked up on a first date on the back of a crotch rocket, you pretty much, you bought and sold what you fucking ordered. That's on you.
Yeah. 100%. Me and Mert, see? Every day. We have our differences, but
I'm going to say, okay,
spot on.
Don't want to judge a 22-year-old named Taylor Beverly by the cover. That's fine. Okay. But
sounds like you should.
But if you're out and about having some drinks and a dinner or whatever first dates include. It didn't get into it. Didn't say they went out to a movie. They went bowling. They went out for drinks at a bar and played pool. Doesn't say that. Regardless, okay, when you have a previous rap sheet at 22 years old that includes cocaine possession, probation violation, grand theft, and passing counterfeit checks, you haven't done your homework. There you go. I agree with you both.
Yeah. Man, dude. I mean, having a fucking Suzuki motorcycle and that woos you into the first date. I mean, all that guy's telling you is at one point he had $3,600 and no insurance.
Hey, look, if I get this bitch over to 100 miles an hour, you think at the minimum I could dry hump you, at a maximum get laid? What do you think?
Like how you gave her a range. Yeah. Dry humping.
Well, at 22, I still thought dry humping was on the table.
Yeah. Dude, in this era, like, that's the most tame thing. I feel like you right. Dry hump before you ask for the date.
Right.
Could be. Sure. Yeah.
Did you enjoy this 15 minutes?
This is the generation that made, like, eating butthole like mainstream. So
yeah,
he's right. That's very tame.
Who? Taylor Beverly's did or ours?
No, theirs, not ours. I don't think ours did. I think that's just after us.
I listen to a lot of podcasts other than Joe Rogan, and yeah, man, like you hear about the dating game today. The dating game today it's nothing. It resembles nothing. Like it's like a deformed tumor of what our lives used to be like when we were younger. Yeah, like Alan said, eating butthole for the young 20s generation, like chicks eating dudes' buttholes, they think that's like a thing that you have to do.
Ugh.
Like you ain't.
How'd they talk these broads into that? If the shoe's on the other foot, that's fine because women are beautiful and they clean themselves. But women doing that to men?
I think it's part of the empowerment thing too. Like I was having this discussion with my wife. I've had it a couple times where like we used to go out to the bar on like a Friday night and we'd get spiffy. We'd put on a nice shirt, smell good, do our hair, put some product in there, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? You go out now and it's just cats in like 5-inch gym shorts and like tank tops and some Vans, and they're hitting on girls who are also dressed like hobos. And it's just the thing. Like, image is not like the outward image, and I think this is a positive thing. Like, outward image is not necessarily the only thing that's important. Like it was when we had to present well. Now it's just whatever. You just stick P's and V's, man.
And it's like, hey, you eat ass? I eat ass. You eat ass?
Yeah.
I eat ass. Let's do this shit.
Yeah. And like these broads just tell you that up front. I think they're like, yeah, try eat your butthole, boy, and he's just like, yeah, girl. Like it's the craziest shit, man.
Wow.
This world is weird. When
you first said it, I just instinctively assumed that it was the man doing that to the woman because, in my eyes, in my eyes, that's fine. If that's your thing. The woman doing that to the man, that's disgusting because men are fucking gross and that should never, ever happen in any situation other than obscene pornography, which is all fantasy, not not under household roofs.
No, man, it's mainstream, bro.
Ugh.
Like
Wow.
if
So what
if
you're
you
saying
are-
is I shouldn't get back in the dating game.
you should not hop in the dating pool in 2021 unless you are prepared to both eat asshole and have your asshole eaten.
Ugh. I ain't eating no dude's asshole. I'll tell you that. Wait, hold on. Sorry.
Lean back and grab those knees, boy.
Is this what it takes? Fuck it. Here we go. I think that's a good segue into our favorite segment of the week. Fun Fact Friday.
That's right, my friends. It's time to give you fuckers 5 fun facts for your Friday, brought to you by the Shin Splints Recovery Group. If you got any pain below your knee and above your ankle, find yourself the Shin Splints Recovery Group on Facebook, one of the fastest growing international Facebook groups in the world for a fake ailment. Maybe ivermectin is good for shin splints.
Yeah, if
I
you
don't
rub,
know.
rub it on your shin, bro. Rub that
I know.
ivermectin.
You can get the shin parasites out that cause all that shin pain.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh, the pores like leaking worms.
All the shin worms.
It's not just a cream. It's a pill. It's a pill.
You can take it to get the shin worms out from the inside.
I can shove it in my rear end and have a young lady eat it out.
It's twice as effective. Half the price. Here it is. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. Did you know scientists have created the most accurate clock is so precise that it will not lose or gain a single second in 15 billion years, a time span greater than the estimated itself. It can also detect the difference in gravity when raised just 2 centimeters off the ground and could help scientists harness the effects of the theory of relativity.
Where's this lay? Where's this lie?
Sea level, I believe, in Nevada somewhere.
It's not a pendulum?
No, it's
Big Ben.
No, it's an atomic clock, which means it uses like atoms and their fluctuation to keep an accurate depiction of time. So an atom fluctuates, let's say 1,000. We'll use an even number, 1,000 times a millisecond. So they have found stable atoms that will fluctuate at a certain period of time, and it keeps track of this in order to keep the most accurate time ever created in the existence of sentient beings.
All right, so you put a bunch of dudes named Adam in a silo and you have them run around a few times. You try to figure this out. Yeah,
you just
and
time 'em.
you create some friction and you accurately depict a few things. How the hell is that the most accurate clock of all time? I don't get it.
Well, as far as the theory of relativity is concerned, too, if you take one of these atomic clocks and you put it on Mount Everest and you just wait a certain amount of time, it will be different than the one at sea level.
Okay, so this particular one is the most accurate as far as they can tell.
It won't lose a second in 15 billion years. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty close to perfect.
I mean, what's different about Las Vegas sea level versus New Orleans sea level?
Moisture and flooding.
Okay. Well, got me.
I think
Seems
it just made
legit.
stuff up.
It seems legit.
I'm making up answers as I go, but I feel like mine are so legit that you can't really like.
Yeah, what's different? It's dry and the cat house is legal. So the time.
Well, I'm imagining it's like at NORAD inside a mountain somewhere, like at base level, and like nobody's fucking with it. It's just as far as I know, it's just like a metal bar that has like electrodes attached to it to give you a readout. That's it.
Gotcha.
It tells you what time it is. It tells you what time it is. It's the ultimate fucking telephone call. Like, hey, what you got? No, so if anything fucks up, and they need to know what time it is on an atomic scale, they just look at the clock and they're like, hey, it's probably what Apple uses. I mean, I don't know. It's always right. Wakes me up same time every goddamn day.
Are you sure though? Are you really sure?
Jesus Christ. Did you know Speaking two languages can slow the onset of dementia. Studies show that bilingual people, even those who can't read or learn the second language as an adult. Hold on, wait. Let me read the second part again. Did you know? I get confused easily by words. Speaking two languages can slow the onset of dementia. Studies show that bilingual people, even those who can't read or learn their second languages as adults, show better cognitive function and a reduced chance of developing dementia or Alzheimer's.
Yeah, you fucking mush brains.
I wonder how many languages Joe Biden knows.
What are you talking about? I know Latin.
Two.
I know Latin. Carpe diem, motherfuckers.
I know Latin. Ivermectin. Just gonna keep saying it just to be a dick face.
That's Latin, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't shock me because I know that there's there's certain like brain, like of course you can download apps that keep your brain sharp, brain games. So, but I don't think that like learning a second language, especially if you're not literate in it, doesn't hurt.
Well, you know, speech, it's all about creating new folds and fucking places in the brain. And if you like visual recognition is attached to like an expanded vocabulary, then yeah, it makes sense. You keep your brain strong, you work that fucker out.
Right.
And
The Matrix is real, bro. Get those fucking neurons. Fucking.
Yep. That's the scientific term. Huh?
is this yes, the fist pounding languages, and I would like to learn one. Though I do speak jive and whatever Pootie Tang speaks.
Oh yeah, that's
but
right.
Did you know
the Pootie Tang?
Did you know the love seat was not invented so two lovers could sit together? Originally, they were just oversized chairs designed to allow more space for the excessively wide women's dresses of the 17th and 18th centuries.
I did not know that.
The wild seat?
Wide.
Oh, wide. Oh, yeah.
And I just imagine it got termed the love seat because like some hot bitch in like a whale fucking bone dress was like sitting down, and then some side motherfucker was like, "Let me scooch in there, baby. How you doing?" You know? And then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, look at the lovebirds on the love seat." And that's I mean, I feel like that's as accurate as you can get without having any scientific information.
Pretty sure that's exactly how it happened.
Yeah, that's drunk history right there. Look at you, getting all sexual, like get that good belt off. Call the locksmith.
Call the
locksmith.
By the way, I was listening to yet again another podcast that wasn't Joe Rogan, and there was they were talking about Peter the
Factor with Joe Rogan.
They were talking about Peter North.
No, Peter the Great, the Russian Tsar, and he went to Europe, and he went to like some dance, and he was dancing with these chicks, and he was like freaked out because like he was like feeling up on them, and they had those skirts with the whale bones in them, and he like literally thought that European women were like anatomically designed differently than Russian women, like that they had extra bones and shit.
This is why when you talk to skeptics about things, like, yeah, we've evolved. We have evolved. Don't worry. Imagine this guy like trying to feel up young broads. He's like, ooh, wow, you have 4 hip bones. Look at that. Jesus, what the hell's the matter with you? Ugh.
But it did get me thinking though. Like, imagine like your entire life you've known nothing but Russian women, like hardy Russian women that are designed to like withstand like the cruelest elements that Mother Nature's ever developed. Yeah. And then you head on over to like, you know, like, I don't know, like some sunny Italian like villa, and it's like, you are made different. You are soft. You are smell nice. You don't have chin hair. What is this? Like, wouldn't you think that this is a different species of human?
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah. Grace, actually, you went to school with him, Joseph's, at the University of Maryland. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got kicked in the face by a Russian girl that he was dating. Dotted his eye up.
Oh, I was there for a lot of that fallout, my friend.
Yeah, Alan, you would like that. Yeah. Young Josephs was dating a Russian broad, and one fateful night, after a verbal back and forth, passed out on his dorm room floor, and she decided, fuck you, and gave him a old Justin Tucker right to the old eye socket.
There were other more impressive stories. He let's just say, for a rather large muscular man, he came back with a lot of injuries after going out on dates with her.
Well, she was Russian.
Mm-hmm.
They're unpredictable.
She was fine, but very sturdy, to say the least.
They usually are.
Had no whale bones.
What was her name?
I don't remember. We literally, and she actually took it. She actually called herself this. She just literally went by the Russian.
The Russian, nice.
Yeah.
I think they love that shit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And there was no
I was
mistake.
going to say it's like Anna or Natasha or something like that.
Yeah, if I was in Russia, I wouldn't go by the American. If I was loathed over by all these Russian broads.
You say loathed? You said that in like them. If I was loathed over.
I had to rub my nipples while I say it.
Did you know there are red bananas that taste sweet, creamy, and a bit like raspberries?
Where?
I don't know, but they should be on my grocer's fucking shelf.
Yeah, what do they have a name, or are they just red bananas?
It does not say. It just says there are bananas that are red and sweet and creamy and delicious and everything better than the banana that I'm currently purchasing at the supermarket and possibly growing in your parents' basement, Alan. I need to know the name of that goddamn banana.
Wait a minute. So as a co-host of this podcast that we're trying to launch off and make us money, you read that and you were like, yep, good enough, and did no follow-up.
I think I was gonna say, is he gonna hold up the little like thingy that just goes to his
This is
back?
what it is. Over here.
This is all I got.
It's a banana. What do you? I mean, it's just a variety of banana. The grocers make up the names of the apples. They're just fucking apples. Like you got. It's called a Honeycrisp. Let's call it a Pink Lady. It's called a Granny Smith. Like, they're all just fucking apples. They just have different flavors and fucking textures and fucking colors. Goddamn banana.
I'm not going to lie. I've been to Spanish stores and I've seen these little red bananas and I had no idea what they were for. Like, I mean, obviously for consumption.
All right.
Like, they didn't look tasty.
Right.
Just to say fuck you, I just looked it up on Wikipedia. Red banana. That's literally the name of it. It's called red banana.
Yeah.
All right.
A variety of banana with red purplish skin. The red banana is part of a group and variety of bananas.
Does it say where it's indigenous to?
Your mouth.
Ah, good. I'll take 2. All right, fair enough.
A tropical location.
Gulp.
And finally, did you know you're always looking at your nose, but your brain just pretends that it isn't there?
I didn't know that.
Oof. I've always felt that I was always looking at my dick, but I was just too cool to realize it.
It does make me wonder if there's certain people of biology that like their brain will fight off dementia based on the size of their nose. Its ability to just focus that thing out is so strong.
You talking about juice?
I'm not talking about anyone in particular here. I'm just saying words. I'm just saying that there's people with bigger noses, so I'd imagine your brain is using a higher function to delete that thing from your vision. And now, by the way, all I can see is a small outline of my nose this entire goddamn time.
Right, I'm looking at it as well. I wonder if that has anything to do. I mean, why is it so fascinating when people can cross their eyes? You know what I mean? Like, hey, can you cross your eyes? Oh my God, you're one of 50,000 million.
I think everybody can do it. I just think you just look like a dope, so it's always funny.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So you can always see your nose, but you don't know it.
It's always in your eye
view. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always in your eye line, but your eyes are just like, hey, that thing's there all the time. Let's just delete that fucker because it gets in the way. It's almost like, okay, here you go. In the NFL, do you know how they make the yellow line?
Computers, lasers.
They chose the lines based on the colors of the teams. And so what they do is they take like that little like eyedropper thing that you have on Photoshop to like suck up the color.
Yeah.
And then they say, let's find a color that does not match anything else on the field anywhere. And so that way, like the green screen, like anything that passes through that line won't delete the line.
Okay.
That's how that works. Yeah. And so your eyes are like, okay, we know that's there. So let's go ahead and take a little suction cup of that thing, and then we'll just say we know it's there, but let's just delete it from frame.
Gotcha. So what do I say to someone like Sarah who has a giant honker? Like, hey, look, you've been blessed with good eyesight.
You may not see it, but I do.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you might want to just let that one go.
Yeah, delete that.
Yeah.
Delete that?
Because if she gives you a swift kick to the eye socket, I don't think it's going to go well. So I don't think you're going to win.
No, I might not be able to see my nose at all.
Yeah. Accurate.
And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
All right, Alan, where can you find us, and where can you also obtain $200 fake vaccination cards from the CDC?
You can definitely not get those vaccination cards by emailing us at tickleourtummies@gmail.com. That's right, tickleourtummies@gmail.com. If you don't have an order for a fake vaccine passport, that's where you want to shoot your info and possibly your PayPal QR code. So, anyway, if you're interested in listening to more of the Middle Class Souls, you can always check us out. We're streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And, of course, for your social media following pleasures, we're on Facebook as the Middle Classholes and on Instagram and Twitter at MDL Classholes. That's right. You like how I flipped to the script this week? Yeah. Trying something new.
That's right.
Switching it up.
And, Merle, I understand that we got another we got another email.
That's right. Somebody put a crack in the dam. They're starting to flood through. This one comes from Keith Kern. Hope it works this time is the title of the email. I'm going to read this in a Canadian accent because he uses a specific word. Apparently, you Holzers didn't receive the first email I sent. Not sure if it was user error or if I made a mistake. Who knows? I enjoy listening to Alan and Murr making fun of Wes's misunderstandings and mistakes. In regards to your discussion of office attire, I worked with a group who did Hawaiian Shirt Fridays. Everyone, I don't know what accent this is now. Everyone, I'm going to keep it up, though. Everyone tried to find the loudest shirt they could find, including a green one I found at St. Martin. It's like bad French Canadian. Did you all hit 100 subscribers on YouTube yet? I haven't heard any updates. I'm on the edge of my seat waiting on that. Good luck.
Wait,
I think you turned into like Arnold Schwarzenegger's fucking cousin Jerry with the clubfoot.
Why'd you use hosers? I couldn't get fast hosers.
So wait. Correcting me on attire at the workplace?
No.
Jesus Christ.
On all your other idiot shit.
Like where you focus on one word like attire, and then you would focus on like the other part where you've been corrected, and then you just mix the two together. He's just saying that he likes when we give you shit about making mistakes, and then he moved on, and then you didn't move on from that.
This is a perfect example of the shit that we give you, or the shit that you do that makes us give you shit.
What the fuck's he talking about? I don't get it.
It's something about a bat chamber or something like that.
Yeah. No, look, bottom line is, in regards to your discussion of office attire, I worked with a group who did Hawaiian Shirt Fridays. Everyone tried to find the loudest shirt they could find, including a green one I found in St. Martin. So, I don't remember our discussion of office attire specifically.
I think we did, because I remember I brought up Western Wear Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah.
That I did at my old office.
Okay.
So, yeah. I don't remember how that started, but I do remember bringing that up.
Yeah, well, either way, we appreciate it, even if it's on my belittling me on your behalf. That's fine. Hey,
If you notice things that we should make fun of West for and we haven't, shoot us another email.
Yeah, please do.
We'll make fun of him next episode.
there's a lot of nuances. There's a lot of nuances in this idiot brain right here.
But what I do want to bring up with Keith's email about, casual Fridays or, Hawaiian Shirt Friday or any the problem is people take it too far. Like, a good casual Friday is just a way to just say, okay, guys, you don't have to wear that stuffy bullshit you wear the other 4 days of the week. And then some fucking cousin Jerry decides to take it a little too far and, wear like an old fucking No Fear t-shirt with a questionable message that doesn't resound very well in the 2020s. And then you get fucking Casual Fridays canceled, and then fucking everybody loses. So here's how we all win. When it comes to Casual Friday or Hawaiian Shirt Friday, don't wear a loud shirt. Don't try to one-up each other. Just be comfortable so everyone can enjoy it.
Just wear a standard Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. Wear a Callahan Auto shirt. All right? Buy one off on Amazon.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And by the way, Wes, what is the YouTube subscriber count?
We're at 99. We need one more. God damn it, we can.
Somebody follow us on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, hey, I tell you what, I didn't get an email, but I got a text message from a new YouTube subscriber. Didn't know how to email us, so Murph, you're ready for this? LOL, just watch the well done steak bit. ... Murr being Murr sits on the fence, then blames you for judging someone else's choices. Well done steak is not a choice of flavor or texture as a result of lifetime of misinformation and fear. Because his dad got it well done, that's how he understands medium rare. Hence his middle sitting, I order medium because if they fuck it up, it could go one way or the other, and I'm okay. No, you can't make decisions and persecute others for theirs.
I don't even know what's
I think
funny.
next time you need to send it to us for us to read.
Well, wait a minute. I think did I not read that well? I was giggling through most of it.
You were giggling a lot, which I think took a little of the sting out of it. But I think I get the gist is that this person was jonesing on Murr for being non-committal.
That's right.
To his steak choice.
No, you know what? Fuck all y'all. For one,
I didn't have an issue with it.
Okay, all right.
Your mentality. So easy there, killer.
Okay, well, fuck you for earlier. And two,
I'll allow it.
Two, I'm not saying I'm making a decision. I am just not a negative Nancy when it comes to the, complaining. Like, I order medium. If it's medium well, fine. You left it on the fire a couple extra seconds. It's still delicious. If you pulled it off too soon, medium rare, fine. I'm cool. I'd like it medium, but I'm not sending it back leaning one way or the other. And they are correct. The only reason that I approved of well done steak in my youth is because that's what my dad did. And we like a lot of things that our parents enjoyed. That's all we knew. That was normal to us. Okay?
Right. It's kind of like I got like a medium duration condom. If it breaks, I'm cool. If it doesn't, hey man, I feel all the better either way.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
And if I'm using it, I'll probably never see it again anyway.
if it doesn't break, safety, and if it breaks, well, it felt good. That's the most ridiculous shit.
Somehow makes sense to me.
As I'm coming, I go, medium rare.
Either way, well done.
All right. Good night, y'all. We're ending on that. We're ending on that. For that season.
Cause I get drunk most every day.